the scene. Niggas was petrified. Jet back to the lab like they were bitches by homicide. My rap flow does you right to cow, and it will never steer you wrong. Sing it with me if you know it. And all you bitch ass niggas in the industry, your careers won't be lasting long. Beat drop when I first stepped on the scene. Niggas was petrified. What a jam. Shout out to Takao, Method Man, METHOD, whole Wu Tang. Anyway, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Burn It Down with Kim Brown. We burn shit down around here. That's what we do. What do you do? You guys come through here and represent the thing, and we appreciate that so much. Our deepest apologies for, let's see, 0 shows last week. Why didn't we do a show Tuesday? Oh, it was a snow day. And then Friday, I was felled once again by technology. When technology meets disability, disability usually loses. And it was an L come Friday. But we back on Tuesday with W's. That's what we do. You follow all that? Wonderful. Welcome everybody to the program. I think we still have the thumbnail as a show about nothing because it's a little bit of some nothingness, but some interesting nothingness, right? And I can give you the spoiler alert: nobody dies on this episode of Burn It Down with Kim Brown, so you guys can stay. You don't have to worry about feeling too traumatized. I don't think, but who knows? You know, we have varying levels of sensitivity on this platform, which is fine, by the way. I don't mind that at all. So you guys come on in here, give the video a like, subscribe, support. I am going to be giving some shout outs in a little bit because, hi, Dios mío, we had some new patrons come through. We had some super thanks come through. We had some cash apps come through. I said, oh shit, y'all are watching and supporting. And I appreciate that. And I want y'all to know that I appreciate that. So I'm gonna shout y'all out. Everybody who has run the channel some support. So thank you all so much. So what do I have coming up here today? Well, I want to talk about the media landscape. I don't know if you guys have been peeping sort of what's been happening, the spate of media layoffs, and obviously the big story coming out of Sports Illustrated. I guess the magazine is guys don't shut the fuck down. If you lay off your whole staff, I guess they no more Sports Illustrated. I don't know what we're doing. But the ways in which capitalism has exploited the media landscape with and the labor of those that work in journalism and in media, they were enabled by Bill Clinton and the 1996 Telecommunications Act. And what we have now is a barren landscape for journalists, at least those that maybe aspire to work at legacy sort of outlets. But I guess you got to make your own fucking legacy outlet because there ain't gonna be no journalism jobs. Tell your kids that are in college right now, this shit gonna be a little rough. So we're going to get into that. And I also wanted to talk about, a little bit of public corruption. There's some public corruption stories that I think are of some interest. So we're going to get into that. I know it's all very sexy things here on Burn It Down with Kim Brown. I was kind of tempted, and maybe I will Friday if we actually end up having a show Friday, but I wanted to comment again on some of the reaction Chappelle gave to the Cat Williams Shannon Sharp interview. But if you guys have noticed, maybe you haven't, and that's fine if you haven't. Them Chappelle stands have flooded my comments. Molly clipped my Chappelle commentary on his Netflix comedy special, The Dreamer. You know, I guess he dreamed it. That shit was funny because that shit wasn't funny. The shit wasn't funny. You know what I'm saying? Don't blame me. Blame your mans. But anyways, but all the Chappelle fucking sycophants is under my shit, popping shit. So if y'all don't mind, go over there and tell them niggas to shut the fuck up. If it's not too much trouble, I'd appreciate it. But and so anyway, I said all that to say I was gonna comment on the shit, but I'm like, you know what? I can be easily discouraged by smoke. I can tell y'all. Like as soon as some trolls start swarming, I said, you know what? Maybe we don't need to talk about that. Maybe I won't talk about that. But that's the point, right? That is the whole mission of troll armies and the like, to silence, right? So we will come back to Chappelle. How about that? Because I should have pulled that fucking clip. My bad, Will. But anywho, we'll come back to that shit. Anyway, hold on. Let me get into the chat here and say what's up to my people. Very quickly, can I please say special hello and thanks to Abby, to Mama Lorraine, to Anna Hart. They gave me an impromptu disability support sesh this week, and I appreciate that, guys. And they gave me some really good ideas and some things to think about. Oh shit, look at y'all. What's going on? This money. Infinite content. Hi, I'm gonna get to you, Infinite. Don't be mad at me. Because I know sometimes you, even though you don't type it in all caps, Infinite sometimes is giving me all caps energy. And maybe that's not fair. On nobody's part. I shouldn't assume that it's all caps energy. And you should make me feel like it is all caps. Give me a memento. Anyway. Oh, there we go. There we go. Shout out to Infinite Content. Big up to our good mods. Shout out to Courtney, the SLP. Figured out what SLP means finally, Courtney. Jesus. How long you been on here? It took me forever. The speech language pathologist. That's what's up. Shout out to Latif. Thank you so much. Hey, guys, do me a favor. Latif, drop your new IG in the chat. Because, guys, our Fire Fam member, our moderator OG over here, Latif, aka Kalahis Mahays, Latif has launched his own business. He is launching Mims Mobile Auto Care in Newport News, Virginia. So if you are in the Hampton Roads area, I don't know, is it Hampton Roads? Is it Tidewater? I don't know. Hey, y'all know what the 7 cities, the 757, if y'all down in that area, follow Men's Mobile Auto Care on Instagram, because Latif is fixing cars for everybody. Not for free, but he fixing them. So go down there and check that out. Yeah, big up, big up. And guys, by the way, I mean, if you got something cool, you could tell me. And I'll tell everybody. I'll tell everybody else. Or drop it in the Discord or something. I think it's very important that we try to support our Fire Fams as much as possible. I mean, you guys support me. I'm very grateful and appreciative for it. So we need to, reciprocate and circulate that black dollar. or that white adjacent dollar. I don't know what the fuck it is. But support. You understand? So shout out to Latif. Congratulations on your new endeavor. That is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Let's see who we got in here. We got Infinite Content in here. Peace, peace, peace. KJ Sakuna in here. Peace, peace, peace. Jasmine, my son Tyler is in here. Donnie, Afraid Not, is in here. Is it just us in here? Is it just that's okay if it's just us in here, y'all. Then we don't gotta be rolling all deep. We ain't gotta be rolling in the deep. We ain't Adele. Shout out to 40J Blaze. Appreciate you, pimp. Hold on, let me knock out these super chats while I see them. And I got them up. Thank you all so much. We're coming out of a deep freeze here in the mid-Atlantic, of course, because of climate change. It was 18 degrees here a couple days ago, and tomorrow's going to be like 60. Totally normal. That's very normal for January in the mid-Atlantic. Wouldn't you agree, KJ Sakuna? KJ Sakuna, thank you so much for your super chat. They say, hopefully you're doing well, Kim. I am. Thank you so much. Kim, Courtney, Latif. Yup. Molly and Will and the BIDWKB community. Thank you so much for that, KJ Sakuna. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Who was that? Oh, that's my niece Alicia. Oh my gosh, Alicia, you've been a member for 7 months. That is beautiful. Alicia says, hey, Auntie. Love you too. And love to my Fire Fam. Thank you, Niecy Alicia. Appreciate that. What was I gonna say? Oh, Alicia, you up there freezing your ass off too in Minneapolis. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna disclose your location and shit, but up there in the Twin Cities. My bad. But yes, we know where our people are, right? By and large. Some of y'all new ones, I don't know where y'all from. You might have to Announce yourself. Infinite Content, thank you so much for your support. Infinite says, "Oh snap, Kim. Did you hear that a Yemeni parliament voted to have the US and the UK state sponsored, designated state sponsors of terrorism? That's beautiful. The other day, no, I did not hear that. Wait. No, wait. I heard that the US and the UK has designated Yemen as a state sponsor of terrorism. I did hear that. Well, they did. Wait, so everybody is called everyone a terrorist. Is that what I'm not understanding here? Everyday content. So yes, the UK and the US designated. Was it? I'm pretty sure it was just the Houthis by themselves, right? As an organization, they said they was terrorists. So now the Yemeni parliament has designated the US and the UK as state sponsors of terrorism, and that is accurate. Shout out to the yo. Shout out to the Yemenis out this motherfucker. Yo, the Yemenis are showing us how to do. Let me show y'all how to do this, huh? Let me show y'all how to shut down some trade in the Red Sea. Let me show y'all how to bomb on these niggas. I said, oh shit, you better come fucking Yemen. Yemen in the clutch. So yeah, thank you so much for that infinite content. I was about to shot. So who was this? Somebody gave us something really amazing. From Stephen Smith. Stephen, thank you so much for your super thanks the other day. Y'all, it's up there under the video. I mean, Stephen ran us $100 under that J6 video, how we celebrate January 6th on Burn It Down with Kim Brown. I said, Stephen, a man with discerning taste. Look at that. Look at what you support, man. Thank you. Thank you for recognizing. And yes, y'all, January 6th, 2025, it's going to be a celebration, bitches. Watch what I tell you. The Infinite, or somebody, was it Latif? Somebody said that we should do something private on the Patreon. I said, maybe. Or we could publicly have a celebration. Because it's going to be a celebration, bitches. Anywho, let me get into the stories. Thank you guys so much for being here. Shout out to all the Fire fam, the ones who are present with us now, the ones that will tune in and watch later. Shout out to everyone that wished my mama well wishes this morning on the morning show. Thank you to Ursula. Thank you to Ricky Ryan. Thank you to all the folks them, because y'all are some real ones out here, and that does not go unrecognized by I. Yeah. So I want to get into the story of public corruption. This comes from the cops, y'all. Because why, everybody? Say it with me. Cops ain't shit. That is correct. I love that you guys are paying attention. Give the video a like, a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, support us on all the ways here on Burn It Down with Kim Brown. So we're going to go to Mississippi. God damn. Mississippi. God damn, Mississippi. Been out here doing the most. And in Pearl, Mississippi, which is a small town, as you can imagine, most towns in Mississippi are relatively small towns. Pearl's a small town. And the police chief there resigned rather abruptly. Why did he resign rather abruptly? Well, it seemed as though there was some journalism happening in Pearl, Mississippi, where a local TV station uncovered that the now former police chief of Pearl was double dipping and doing a rack of sketchy shit whilst in office. But it appears as though he was working a separate part-time job while he was working full-time as a police chief. And I know y'all like, Kim, don't nobody care. This is why you should care. Because this man took nearly 6 figures worth of unpaid leave, right, from the town of Pearl. And I want us to get into the story because, but for this local TV station undertaking this, or this local media outlet, I mean, they just happen to be a TV station. It could have been a local online publication. It could have been a local independent journalist of any kind, but this happened to come from the local TV. And it just goes to show you, number one, how much public corruption there is to be investigated, right? But when journalists actually take the time and when media outlets actually invest the resources and the will for these journalists to do this sort of investigative deep dives, shit happens. You know why? Because at the end of the day, these public officials are beholden to us. And when the shit comes out and they have done something fraudulent or it looks bad, whether or not we actually achieve systemic change is debatable, but we can get that instantaneous, get this motherfucker out of his job change. And that's exactly what happened here in Pearl, Mississippi. So we're going to throw it to WLBT 3 News in Mississippi with the story. Let's take a look.
WLBT News starts now with breaking news.
Tonight, the city of Pearl is without a police chief. Dean Scott resigned abruptly today.
Now, the move comes weeks after our 300 side investigation found Scott worked a county job while he was protecting and serving the city of Pearl. Investigative reporter CJ Lemaster has new information for you tonight.
After nearly 6 years with the Pearl Police Department, Dean Scott has resigned effective immediately. WLBT confirmed the news from the city's spokesperson, Frank Hutton.
All in favor say aye.
Aye. The resignation comes less than 24 hours after aldermen for the city of Pearl went into executive session to discuss personnel issues within the city's police department, but emerged without taking any action. It was the second meeting in 3 weeks where aldermen met behind closed doors to discuss those matters within the agency. Hutton would not say what led to Scott's decision, only calling it a personnel matter. Less than a month earlier, a 3 on Your Side investigation into Scott's personnel matters uncovered a job with the Rankin County Tax Assessor's Office that overlapped several times with his city responsibilities as police chief. That job paid Scott for his work as a homestead exemption fraud investigator, though tax assessors' offices in 5 of the state's biggest counties said they'd never heard of such a position. Rankin County would only produce 42 cases Scott worked since 2017, though he had been hired 3 years before that. Still, our investigation found in recent years, Scott claimed to work at least 30 hours a week for the county while protecting and serving full-time for Pearl. 3 on Your Side tracked 8 different trips Scott took to the Mississippi Gulf Coast in the last 5 years for Pearl City business, while claiming to work more than 100 hours for Rankin County. That would have been difficult since the county told us Scott had never accessed county systems or even had a county-issued computer. Days after our investigation aired, Scott resigned from his job with Rankin County. Pearl Mayor Jake Windham has not publicly addressed his chief's resignation. However, in a statement Windham released 2 weeks ago, the mayor said our coverage was insinuating misconduct by his police chief. Windham has yet to comment on the findings because he wants to be able to see the evidence WLBT has uncovered before saying anything. At this point, we found no evidence of wrongdoing from the city of Pearl or Windham, and Scott has not been charged with a crime. The auditor's office has not publicly confirmed whether it's investigating the former chief, but did tell WLBT it's aware of allegations against him that came from our in-depth reporting. CJ Lemaster, 3 on Your Side.
CJ Lemaster got on this shit. And let me tell you guys, so there's a couple of interesting things there. So you heard that Rankin County in Mississippi, well, rather a variety of counties across the state say that they are not familiar with this position of a full-time tax assessor fraud investigation nigga. Okay. So they made up a job for him. However, this job was approved by county supervisors, right? So it's not like Police Chief Scott there exclusively got the homie hookup, like, hey man, I'm just gonna put you in this job, get you a few hours every week. No, this was an approval process done by the supervisory body of Rankin County. So several people knew that this police chief basically had this phony fucking job that he has had for nearly 10 years. He got hired for this job in 2014 and he just quit a few days ago at the same time that he resigned his chief of police position. But WLBT.com actually uncovered a couple of more episodes, Lord have mercy, a couple of more details here. Because as you heard in the report, that he worked more than 30 hours a week for Rankin County in their tax assessor's office under this what sounds to me to be a phony made up position. WLBT conducted this investigation, they say, for over a year. Here we go. Wait, I just had it. Here we go. It says records show that he took too much leave over 5 years. And after this 5 years that he ran out of acceptable leave. Hold on. No, that's the mayor. Sorry. That's another corruption. Yes, because Scott, the chief of police for Pearl, Mississippi, was hanging out with the mayor of Richland, Mississippi, who himself seemingly took out too much unpaid leave off to the tune of $85,000 of tax dollars money. But what I find interesting about this is that when we look at the state of policing across the country, right? We see all these billions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars for these individual police departments for them to increase policing, hire police officers, train officers better. But in some of these rural areas, the chief of police, the county sheriffs, they are their own little fiefdoms, and they pretty much do whatever they want, right? They steal. What is it? Citizen asset forfeiture, right? When the people take your property, when you get arrested and you try to go back and get your shit, and they'd be like, "What shit? We don't even know what Rolex, what watch, what purse. We don't even know what happened." So they steal, number one, from the people, and a lot of times their budgets and most importantly their duties are not audited, they're not supervised, not closely, and it's all this good old boys network in which the chief of police can be the chief of police and have another alleged 30 an hour per week job in which nobody knows what he does, in which the title in which he holds, people are shrugging their shoulders like, what the fuck is that? Who does that? Nobody. But this person, right? So to be clear, there has been no charges filed. And to also be clear, I don't expect any charges to be filed. This is an embarrassing story for the police chief, for the governing body, the aldermen of Pearl, Mississippi. A slightly embarrassing story for Rankin County. Like, oh, we got caught dipping again. By the way, Mississippi, the same state in which a former governor and a former NFL Super Bowl winning quarterback have been credibly accused of stealing millions of dollars from the state's welfare fund to redirect that monies towards Brett Favre's daughter's volleyball gym, right? At Southern Miss. But this is what's going on in places like Mississippi, and I don't mean to pick on Mississippi because that's just going on in Maryland, that's just going on in Pennsylvania, that's just going on in California, it's just going on everywhere. All these politicians and law enforcement officials have their hand in the jar. But what we need to keep in mind is that when these budgets are set forth and people like the police department, like the board of supervisors are asking for more money, this is another reason why we kind of need to be involved in sort of the minutia of governing, even if it's small places, especially if it's small places, actually, because that's probably where most of the graft takes place, because it's easier because ain't nobody fucking paying attention. But this story is probably not going to yield much because there doesn't seem to be a lot of local accountability for police in a lot of places. Mississippi is not an exception in that, but in Mississippi, not so much, right? Because that's the same place where that 11-year-old boy got shot in the chest and the cop was found, not to be criminally liable. I do believe it is the same place where those those 2 black men who were tortured and assaulted by police. That did happen in Mississippi because they were allegedly talking to white women. Those cops did get charged federally and charged at the state level, but I think the Fed charges came first, if I'm not mistaken. So they were only charged by the state because the feds came through with the charges first. My point is, I don't think anything's gonna happen to this guy, to Chief Scott. I think Chief Scott got caught. He quickly resigned within 24 hours of WLBT airing their story. This man tendered his resignation. So you know that means he was guilty, and that means that he was white and he thought he might be in trouble. But the good old boy network seems to come together like Voltron at times like these to make sure that one of their own does not get ensnared in some messy double dipping. You know, everybody double dips. Their grandfather's been double dipping. They used to double dipping down there. To them, that's not a crime. It's simply an embarrassment, right? It's a momentary, public relations, faux pas that, given enough time, will eventually go away. I hope the local media down there in Pearl, Mississippi, does not allow this to go away. Because if the police are supposed to be the best among us, well, then stop stealing. Then stop stealing. And most importantly, if it does bear out that this man was stealing, which it sounds like he was, charge him, prosecute him criminally. Show us, the public, that the police are not above the law, even though we, the public, know damn well the police are above the law. And stop playing in our face. That's it. I want to get to another story of public corruption. And this is one we've been following because it affects us locally here in Baltimore. Oh, Vanessa wanted to go down to Baltimore. Y'all remember that episode of The Cosby Show? When Vanessa and her friends left New York City to go to Baltimore, to go to some concert at the Baltimore Arena. And Claire laid Vanessa ass out. Oh, Vanessa and Kara, they wanted to go to Baltimore. Yes. So let us go to Baltimore. Psych. But we're not going to Baltimore. We're actually going to the federal courthouse in Greenbelt, Maryland. But this is connected to Baltimore because the former Baltimore State's Attorney, Marilyn Mosby, not a friend of the show, by the way. Marilyn Mosby is now in the midst of her second trial connected to an alleged mortgage fraud scheme in which she, I guess, seemingly by herself, because her husband is not facing no charges. So I guess Marilyn by herself figured that she was going to earn her leisure and buy a couple houses in Florida, but maybe not disclose all of the legally mandated information that she was supposed to disclose on these mortgage forms. And she's already been found guilty in the first federal trial, I believe on 2 counts of perjury. It wasn't cute. It wasn't cute. So the second trial is happening now. Her attorneys were able to get the trial moved out of Baltimore, and into Prince George's County, Maryland, at the Greenbelt Federal Courthouse. Okay. So I want us to actually take a look because that trial began this week. The jury was seated late last week, and that's where we're going to pick this up. I believe this is going to be WJZ, the CBS affiliate out of Baltimore. Let's take a look.
Well, breaking news out of Greenbelt right now, where a jury has just been selected in Marilyn Mosby's mortgage fraud trial. WJZ investigator Mike Helgren live outside the federal courthouse with the latest developments in this case. Mike.
Denise, the judge confirmed that the jury had been selected. I was just inside the courthouse where they were being sworn in one by one. Opening statements are scheduled to start Monday morning. Financial records are among the evidence jurors will consider in Marilyn Mosby's mortgage fraud trial. They include purchase agreements for her Florida vacation homes at the center of the case and text messages between Mosby and those handling her mortgages. In one exchange, Mosby writes, "Hey, we found a house and we need the pre-approval paperwork." Later on, trying to close the loan, she texts, "I have a potential solution if need be. I could take out the $7,000 from my retirement account. I would prefer not to do that, but I can if necessary." When she gets the property, she thanks the employee of My Easy Mortgage who welcomes her as a Florida homeowner. Can you say anything?
Have a good night.
But prosecutors say Mosby knowingly broke the law in failing to disclose a tax lien of more than $45,000. She claims she had no knowledge of the lien and blames her ex-husband, Nick Mosby, the Baltimore City Council president. He may testify in this case. Mosby also agreed to maintain exclusive control over the property and not rent it out, but signed a contract with a property management company for short-term rentals. And Mosby signed loan paperwork that says she fully understands that it is a federal crime punishable by fine or imprisonment to lie on mortgage documents, and another clause that it is punishable by up to 30 years in federal prison or a $1 million fine or both. The former Baltimore City State's attorney is represented by public defender James Wida, who walked to court with her for the second day of jury selection.
Are you hopeful there'll be a jury today?
Hopeful.
Several potential jurors say they've already heard about Mosby and her legal troubles. And again, the breaking news, a jury has been selected in Marilyn Mosby's mortgage fraud trial. We will continue to follow developments with opening statements starting Monday. The judge says the trial could last through the first week of February. Live in Greenbelt, Mike Helgren, WJZ.
Thanks, Mike. So what's interesting about this? Well, there's a lot interesting. I mean, we can get into sort of the minutia of the case, which, sounds like a bunch of paperwork gobbledygook, right? But at the end of the day, Marilyn Mosby was a licensed practicing attorney. She was the state's attorney for the city of Baltimore. She knew she wasn't supposed to be signing her name to some shit. Now, she said that she didn't know she had a $45,000 tax lien. Ladies and gentlemen, and gender nonconforming people of the jury, I implore you, do you think that if you owed the feds $45K, let me rephrase. Let me change my wording here. Not do you think if you owed. Nigga, if the government knew that you owed them $45,000, how did the fuck do you think that you wouldn't know, right? They're gonna let you know, okay? They're gonna make you aware in ways big and small, right? It's gonna be a letter. It could even come with some garnishment. I don't know. But $45,000 is not, to me, a small tax lien that you didn't know about, baby girl. Y'all wasn't balling that hard. that little 45,000, I didn't know nothing about that. What you said. But I wanted to take a look at a clip, if we could, from the same reporter there covering the trial in Greenbelt, Maryland. And to be clear, y'all, I'm trying to give y'all some geographical context here. So Baltimore is in Baltimore, right? Greenbelt is not in Baltimore. In fact, Greenbelt is not even close to Baltimore. Greenbelt, let's see if you get on the Parkway. It's about, let's say, 30 minutes. Let's say 40. Right? It's 20 miles. But these are DMV miles, so they're not regular miles. Just think of New York City miles, kind of. Like 20 miles is a lot of fucking miles. My point is, this trial is not in Baltimore. It's not close to Baltimore. That is what Marilyn Mosby's defense attorneys wanted, right? And it was smart legal strategy of them to do that because Marilyn Mosby is not a popular figure in Baltimore City. Them motherfuckers on a Baltimore jury would be convicting that bitch as soon as she walked through the fucking door. Okay, there go Marilyn, guilty. We haven't heard no arguments. Guilty. But so they had this strategically moved. So, but imagine Marilyn Mosby's surprise. I can only imagine when a vintage ephemeral piece of Baltimore showed up at the federal courthouse in Greenbelt, Maryland, to greet her as she walked into the courthouse doors. Let's take a look.
Mrs. Marilyn Mosby. It's poetic justice.
Good morning.
Remember Keith Davis? Now you getting ready to trade places. Remember that? Mic check. How y'all doing? Good, sir. I'm Shorty. I work for a living.
Yo, we have to run that back. Y'all, I hope y'all understood, number one, how awesome, period, that was. How also hilarious that was, y'all. That is Shorty. Dwayne Davis. Shorty is as an activist in Baltimore City. Short Man 9, I believe, is Shorty's handle on Twitter. Shorty gives all these Baltimore politicians the business. We have featured some of Shorty's clips on this program. And he loves to give Marilyn Mosby specifically the business. Why? Because Marilyn Mosby, whilst Baltimore State's attorney, was running trial after trial after trial after trial after trial against Keith Davis Jr. If you're not familiar with Keith Davis Jr., go back and look at some of our playlists. We covered Keith Davis Jr.'s case pretty extensively. Keith Davis Jr. was released from jail. No thanks to Marilyn Mosby, by the way. And Shorty poetically reminds Marilyn Mosby that you and Keith Davis Jr. is about to trade places. Keith came out of jail, Maryland, and you about to go into jail. Isn't that poetic? Isn't that how that works? And this is what I was telling y'all earlier, y'all. It does not pay to be a company man, woman, or gender nonconforming person. For why? Look at Marilyn Mosby. She was happy and giddy as hell to keep Keith Davis Jr. and others locked up in jail indefinitely on bogus charges, a lot of times based off bogus evidence and testimony by these crooked ass Baltimore City police. And Marilyn Mosby was very happy to be an agent of the state, to be the city's top prosecutor. Ultimately, what does that mean to be a prosecutor? It means that you put people in jail. That's your job. Her whole job. Her whole job is not to figure out, solutions to the problem. When the police bring a case to her, her office's job, or was to put people in jail. And now to see that karmic justice come back on her, regardless of, I don't know if Marilyn Mosby is even going to jail. I think the fact that she has already been convicted in federal court is enough of not only a public humiliation for her. I was going to say it might derail some of her post public office ambitions. She was a frequent, lightweight contributor on MSNBC. Have y'all seen her on MSNBC lately? I'm sorry. And so all these criminal charges, even as, boo-boo go-goo as they are with all this paperwork, mumbo jumbo, it's still charges, right? And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, look at Trump. Yeah, look at Trump. Trump and Marilyn Mosby have very differing gender, race, and social status. So whatever happens to Trump, that shit don't apply to a black woman. I don't give a fuck how many boots she licked as she thought she was climbing up the bougie ladder. Baby, they still look at you and see a black woman, and they're gonna give you all of the treatment that black women are usually afforded in this society. And Marilyn Mosby is not immune from that. She's not exempt from that. And had she been, in my opinion, a more thorough and a more compassionate prosecutor, people like me and others wouldn't probably, and Shorty wouldn't be taking so much glee at her professional demise, her professional and public demise. But that's what you get. When you do dirt, you will get done dirty. That's how them's the rules. I don't make that up. So we're going to be keeping an eye on how Marilyn Mosby is going to fare in this. By the way, in this second federal trial of alleged mortgage fraud, however, she has still not been sentenced in her federal perjury conviction yet. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think they let you keep your law license once you've been convicted of felonies. That I don't think they let you do that. So it's going to be a little shaky for Marilyn Mosby. Oh, by the way, she and her now ex-husband, Nick Mosby, who is the president of the Baltimore City Council, just for reminder's sake, Nick Mosby is the Baltimore City Councilman who has proposed the building of a cop city in Baltimore on the campus of Coppin State University. Oh, weren't Nick and Marilyn just perfect for each other? Oh, weren't they just two peas in a pod? So Nick and Marilyn have divorced. To me, I don't think it was a divorce because I don't like you no more. I think it was a divorce if we don't get divorced, they're gonna take our house. So let us get divorced. I'm gonna let you keep the house, Nick, because when I get convicted, Marilyn, they are going to be trying to seize all my assets, and we don't want the babies to be homeless. So let's go on and get divorced. I'm gonna give you the house, Nick. And I'm just speculating here, but don't my speculations be on point sometimes, so don't discount it. And it will be kind of hilarious if Nick Mosby is called in to testify against Marilyn Mosby in court. By the way, Nick Mosby hasn't been charged with anything, which I find also hilarious because now she got to take the fall for the whole shebang. That's what happens when you're trying to earn your leisure, beloveds. That is what happens when you, a bougie, try to be in a super elite bougie. It's not enough for you to make six figures. It's not enough for your spouse or your partner to make six figures, and your household is a multi six figure household. No. You got to earn your leisure. You gotta buy some Florida vacation homes so you can Airbnb them bitches, because you can't build generational wealth without real estate, right? Isn't that the scam? Not the scam, but isn't that the sell? Yes. And it's just wild to see learned folks, I guess, fall for this shit or fall for that mentality. But again, Black people, we can't operate like the whites. I don't know how many times, I don't know how many examples of this. We have to be proven that we cannot operate like the whites. White folks got this system down. This is they shit, right? They know how to do all the loopholes, all the ins and outs and the what have yous, right? Niggas just figured out the shit. Niggas is just figuring out trusts and wills and fucking insurance, right? Like you cannot be out here trying to play and think that you're gonna double and triple rung up the ladder of capitalist success, material success, just because you happen to find yourself in a temporary position of both power and income, right? For Black folks, that shit can be taken away. We ain't got it like that. So, let Marilyn Mosby specifically, not Nick, because Nick is still out here chilling, but let let Marilyn Mosby be a cautionary tale to all of them. And you tell every one of your bougie little friends who's a Democrat and a liberal and got an advanced degree. I'm gonna work bougie my way up to what can't. Because that's what white folks do. We can't, we not white folks. And they remind us of that. Marilyn, consider yourself reminded. The other joke I want to talk about is I saw this article, a public corruption that is. Get a video like a thumbs up. I know y'all like, Kim, goddamn, it's either everybody's getting killed on your show or you are putting us to sleep with paperwork. It's bullshit. There's no middle, right? I remember when I tell y'all this real quick. This is nothing having to do with absolutely anything. But when I was learning how to drive, maybe I was about 15 or 16, I was dating a boy who went to a different high school, and he would come pick me up and he'd let me drive his car. And he would say, he'd say that you either drive like a tortoise or a cheetah. He said, there's no middle. There's no deer. He said, there's no middle ground with you. You are either slow, too fast. There is no middle. And that's kind of what I feel like the show is. Like, there's no middle here, y'all. It's either tortoise or it's cheetah. There's no deer. There's no deer on the BIDWKB program. Will, if you could please, if you could pop up that Metro Detroit article. What's up, Detroit? I see y'all thinking y'all about to go to a little Super Bowl and shit. I see y'all out here in Michigan. I see y'all Detroit Lions fans. Y'all better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You better never let it go. That's what you might need to let go, though. So anyway, this is just some shit I seen. Hold on, let me pull up my article in the real life. But anyway, shout out to all the Lions fans. Detroit in the NFC Championship game. A lot of people didn't live to see that, by the way, y'all. There's a lot of people who went to their grave over the past 30 or some years, never seeing the Detroit Lions advance to anything. But here we are. So shout out to them. But anyway, I happened to see this story on the metrotimes.com of Detroit. And to be clear, I'm aware that I think this particular paper out of the Detroit area kind of has like a conservative slant. So I kept that in mind when I saw this article, but I saw it and I said, Kwami Kilpatrick, that's a name I ain't heard in a month of Sundays. Why is Kwami Kilpatrick name in the news in 2024? It's because Kwami Kilpatrick's wife has purchased an enormous home in Novi. Am I saying that right? Despite the former mayor's unpaid restitution. Now, I'm not sure if you guys remember or not. When we talk about political corruption, first of all, I don't care if it's Marion Barry. I don't care if it's Kwame Kilpatrick. I don't care if it's Sheila Dixon, Catherine Pugh. None of these black politicians could ever, ever thief, steal, or graft to the extent that white politicians have done in this country the majority of the time that they've been in power. Okay. So it's always funny to me when I see these black politicians. Don't get me wrong, like Marilyn Mosby. I mean, she wasn't grafting from public office like Kwame Kilpatrick was. I mean, I do not cry for them, Argentina. But I do note that there seems to be a lot of vigor and enthusiasm for going after these black politicians for when they do shit like the white folks do. And that's their problem. That's why these black politicians get caught up. Why? Because they keep thinking they can do shit like white folks and you can't. Niggas never gonna learn. But anyway, let's get back to Kwame Kilpatrick. Kwame Kilpatrick is still in jail, serving a 28-year federal sentence for a rack of shit, all having to do with stealing from the good citizens of Detroit City, right? So now Kwame's new wife, right, has purchased an $820,000 home in Novi. Now, why do I care? I thought that this was actually pretty cool because even though I detest the black bourgeoisie totally, um when black folks get caught doing shit that white folks usually do and don't get caught for, it's like I like to see sometimes the black bougies try to carry themselves still like white folks. It's like, the emperor has no clothes kind of thing. So now that the Metro Times has broken the story that Kwame Kilpatrick's wife has purchased this $820,000 home, the feds, I believe, claim that they're going to file an immediate lien on the house. But what I liked was the sort of pearl clutching and outrage that Kwame Kilpatrick, who by the way does not live in this house, I think we're pretty sure Kwame Kilpatrick, uh, they kept him where he was, right? No, wait, didn't it Trump to get out? Wait, as of November, Kilpatrick, no, he got out. I'm so silly. Kwame Kilpatrick was released from prison and is now a pastor. My dumbass. My apologies. So Kwame Kilpatrick probably is gonna live in this house. My bad. That's right. He got the pardon. Did Trump pardon this nigga? I want to show you guys something because I needed a bit of a primer on Kwame Kilpatrick a little bit myself. But when I was looking at some of the historical coverage of the Kwame Kilpatrick corruption trial, I came across a package that detailed how Kwame's actions negatively impacted the many women in his life, not just his then wife and his mother and I think his sister, but Kwame was out here being a bit of a super hoe. He is a super hoe. Kwame K had them all. Oh, he is a super hoe. And I said, what an interesting package to sort of highlight how his decisions and shit that he did in the city of Detroit impacted the women around him. So I want us to take a look at this package. I think this is from WXYZ. This might be from like 10 years ago, y'all. Take a look. He is a super hoe. It's not up there, Will. Will had them all.
Really no secret that Kilpatrick has a weakness for women, and it cost him dearly. But in some ways, his antics cost those women as much.
7 Action News investigator Ross Jones has been covering Kilpatrick for years now, including his federal trial and today's sentencing. But tonight, he looks back at the women closest to Kwami Kilpatrick and how their connection to him brought them down.
Women helped launch former Detroit Mayor Kwami Kilpatrick's rise in politics, and in turn, he helped spur their fall. From his mother to his mistress, his sister to a close friend, Kilpatrick's misdeeds helped stain a slew of promising futures well beyond just his own. Many believe his political career is traced back to his father Bernard, but it was actually Kilpatrick's mother Carolyn who exposed her son to politics, going door to door with 6-year-old Kwami to pass out her campaign literature. In his plea for a lighter prison sentence, Kilpatrick's lawyer wrote that his client still remembers sitting on his mother's lap during her first swearing-in ceremony. Kilpatrick watched his mother serve 18 years in the state house and then 7 terms in Congress, but it was his high-profile antics, he admitted to a radio reporter last year, that denied her an 8th.
She lost that race because of her son. To lay in a prison bunk, listening to the results from that night, and to hear what I caused my mother was as painful as talking to my children the day that I had to tell them about messing up on the affair.
That affair was with his chief of staff, Christine Beatty, one of Kilpatrick's biggest offenders.
No, Mary isn't off gallivanting on any trips.
Beatty was a lightning rod in the city who famously asked a cop that pulled her over, "Do you know who I am?" Well, here's who she is today. Bankrupt, without a steady job, and afraid to show her face in Detroit. She's been living in Atlanta since serving a 69-day jail sentence for lying under oath about her affair with Kilpatrick. And just today, she broke 5 years of silence in an essay written for Essence magazine. In the aftermath of transgressions, she wrote, "We often give men the chance to rebuild their careers. Women are stuck with the labels: homewrecker, opportunity mistress, whore. Men are forgiven, women are punished." Maybe no woman was punished more by Kilpatrick than his wife Carlita, left to raise 3 children on her own during her husband's 5 stints behind bars. But she benefited from his misdeeds too, like enjoying a new Lincoln Navigator paid for by the city and going on free vacations paid out of the Kilpatrick Civic Fund, supposed to help city children. Those scandals made it harder for Carlita to find work, and Kilpatrick's sister Ayanna too. She was a board member on the Civic Fund, and last year said she was broke, unable to find a steady job.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. Who is Carmen Slowski?
And Kwami Kilpatrick had plenty of other women. Carmen Slowski was the mystery woman he shared a romantic bubble bath with in North Carolina days before the text message scandal broke. And those messages, released by the county prosecutor in 2009, show he juggled more than just a few others. "Can't get you out of my system," he told Ebony. "Need some love and affection," he told Alexis. And to Cabina, "I'm rushing to see you, baby." Cheryl Robinson Wood got texts too, and they nearly cost her her livelihood. The attorney was appointed as Detroit police monitor, overseeing the scandal-plagued department. But while she was on the job, she had what she called a brief, intimate encounter with Kilpatrick. When city officials found out, she was booted from her job and ultimately censured. With women playing such a key role in Kilpatrick's fall, perhaps it was fitting today that his 28-year sentence was handed down by Judge Nancy Edmonds. She's one of the Eastern District's few women on the bench. I'm Ross Jones, 7 Action News.
That is a lot of mess. I know Detroit is probably still, in some ways, no, y'all might be over the Kwame shit by now. Detroit's moved on, I think. And so is Kwame Kilpatrick. So you heard there, the wife that was referred to in that package is now the ex-wife. And his new wife, Letitia, whom he married in 2021, is the one whose name is on this $820,000 home in Novi. And the Metro Times said that they sent a reporter to the house. According to this piece, a Black woman answered, but said that the Kilpatricks did not live there. I am not clear. I think Kwame Kilpatrick still owes $1 million in restitution as part of his conviction. But Kwame, maybe because he does come from some political lineage there in Detroit. I'm saying, like, where you get the money from? Like, obviously, the Kilpatricks is a name that still rings out, I would imagine, amongst people who have been longtime Detroiters. So even though he was disgraced publicly, and I guess amongst the whites, maybe actual Detroiters wasn't tripping all that much. That somehow money still comes in through Kwame Kilpatrick's sphere of influence in Detroit that he can, or he and his wife. And again, I don't know that this article. And again, this article is not exactly, because that's what I'm saying. That's how I know the Metro Times is a bit of a hater, bit of a hater outlet. So and again, but Kwame Kilpatrick's not a sympathetic figure out here at the same time. But it's like, I just want y'all, these media outlets, please run down these white politicians the same way. Like, I need the deep dive into Ivanka Trump's self dealing while she was part of the Trump administration, which she was. And separate from all the Trump shit that's going on with the Trump business in New York City, in which, the Don Jr. is involved, the other motherfucker, the other piece of shit son is involved. The Ivanka's not in that shit, but Ivanka was doing a lot of interesting things at her father's side while he was president. But we don't get those kinds of deep dives, right? Trump is on trial, and the boys too, but you get what I'm saying though. like they are trying to get Trump. They're not trying to get the rest of these motherfucking regular ass politicians, these regular ass governors, regular ass city council people, regular ass Congress people. They don't go after them the same way as they do Donald Trump and as they do black politicians. So, let me shout out to the Metro Times for snitching. For snitching. Keep snitching. Keep snitching. I appreciate it when the media snitch. The media can snitch. I don't have an issue with that. But on one hand, as much as I detest Black Bougie, I do kind of fuck with the Kilpatricks, kind of be like, what lean? What restitution? We needed this new house because because my sister just got a house and I can't be. Mhm. So anyway, that's that. I know all these were extremely fascinating stories. And you know what, guys? I would. Hmm? Hey, what happened? We have a super chat. Oh, thank you so much, Northern Witch. Thank you, baby. Oh, shout out to Rosalba. Thank you, guys. Hold on. Let me get the thingamawhatsits. And let me get my patronage thanks together here if I could. Can I please shout out to Shirley? Shirley, you know who you are. Shirley, thank you so much for re-upping your patronage. We love you so much, Shirley. You have been an OG day oneer. Shirley, how come I don't see you in the BPM chat no more? If I accidentally blocked you, say something because I will ask Anna Hart. I will go on. Well, I won't go. I will send Will. I will politely ask Will to go on the list and retrieve our folks from off the block list if I have put you there in by accident. Who the fuck knows? Oh, there we go. Oh, snapper wapper. There's Tasha. Tasha, hold on. I got you. Hold on. I just want to make sure that I don't forget nobody else. Super chats. Because y'all know some of y'all my bosses and shit. Y'all will leave. Y'all will ask to speak to management about why Kim ain't read the super chat. And I said, please don't tell on me to my boss. That's not nice. What's up, Kofi? Thank you so much for coming through. Yipper99. Thank you so much for coming through. Franny France. Thank you for coming through on the goo. 40J Blaze, I already shot you out. I think I did. Holly, thank you so much. Is Wendy in here? She probably is. Tonka baby. Thank you, Rosalba, my baby Chichi Macha. Thank you guys. Hold on. Let me get to Tasha Timo out this joint. You guys, Tasha is friends with my mama, y'all. Tasha is a wonderful friend to my mother. So, Tasha, I thank you so much for going to check and see about mama. That really means a lot. And Tasha say, what you say, Tasha? You said fan of the show. Wait, that's not Tasha. Did I make that up? That is Tasha. Thank you, Tasha. Yes, thank you. Tasha, we are a fan of your show. Thank you so much. We have a lot of fandom, the reciprocal fandom out here. Thank you so much, Tasha. And of course, D, Northern Wedge. We love you, D. Say what's up to hubby and the kids and the pups. For us and Rosalba. Thank you, Rosalba. You guys are brilliant and fantastic. So, guys, I am not 100% sure. Well, I'm a did that last segment because I feel like going to smoke some weed, and I need to finish packing because we've said it this morning on the morning show. So I'm not going to be on the morning show rest of this week. Probably won't see me on the morning show next week. You guys, Mama is fine. This is just the in and out thing, but she might be down for a couple weeks. So you know what I'm saying. You know, so there I go. You know, here I go. There I go. Damn, I hate that Mystical went out sad. Ugh. I love Mystical. Sad. Anyway, so yeah, so whether or not I'm gonna be here Friday, it's up in the air. We will post some stuff and let you guys know. Don't look for me on the remix next week at all. I will let you know if we're gonna do BIDWKB next week. Depends on how Mama feels. So there's that. So wait, but you guys, y'all. The kindest folks. Like y'all are so nice. I can't believe that y'all watch my show. How? Do I come across as nice that I have nice people fucking with the joke? That shit is awesome. I'm so appreciative. Hold on, because y'all know I can't be finding shit. And I hear Bagheera out there tapping about to whoop her ass. I'm not actually about to whoop her ass, but I've considered whooping her ass. Let's put it that way. Let me thank Alexandra M. Thank you, Alexandra M, for your patronage. I believe I have thanked the good sis Shirley for your patronage support as well. Franny Francais, I did actually get that story you sent. I wanted to ask the Mandem if he could come on the morning show, but I forgot. Lenny G, I think I already shouted out Lenny G, but let me shout out Lenny G again. Those are our we got some new patrons. Like I'm kind of very happy about that. Thank you guys so much. Patreon.com/BIDWKB. We got two cash apps. Hold on, let me pull them up because I was like, wow, that's nice. One person sent us a cash app. I'm telling you, I think my January 6th sentiments are shared out here, gang, because it's not typical that there's a topic that I talk about that people will actually contribute directly as a result of that topic, and I think I got two donations off the strength of my that J6 clip, which is hilarious to me. So shout out to Nicole H. Thank you so much, Nicole, for your very generous Cash App support. Thank you so much for your sweet message. And I hope I'm saying this person's name correctly. Iain. 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 Q. Iain Q. Iain. Ian, my man's or my my theys. There we go. IQ. I love those. Look at your initials being whole ass IQ. IQ. Thank you so much for your Cash App support, guys. Oh wait, and I know we have one more. I I appreciate it, you guys. If you guys want to support the channel materially, we will take it. Make no mistake about that. You can find us at all the cash fucking joints. I don't know, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. You can find us at BIDWKB. Someone, hold on, let me get this PayPal one correct. Somebody did send us some PayPals. Shout out to everybody. And you guys, don't get me wrong. Let me not discourage you sending money. Thank you. Let me just say thanks for the monies. It's you ain't got to pay to kick it. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate the free support. You guys know this. I'm deeply appreciative that anybody comes over and fucking watches the show. So you watching is damn straight, is damn wonderful for me. And thank you so much to ooh. Ooh. Oh, Nadira. Thank you, Nadira, for your PayPal support. Nadira M. Thank you so much for that. Guys. This show doesn't happen without y'all's support. We've got 4,000 subscribers. We're trying to get to 5,000 one year. One of these years, we will get to 5,000. But you guys, what we do here, we just try to keep it real, talk about the topics, hit them from maybe a perspective that everybody don't hit them joints from, And I guess that's it. and I guess that's it. So let me push off. I feel as though there's something I am completely forgetting to tell you guys. I'm looking at the monitor like Will on that bitch. Like Will, like, don't forget to say no, Will ain't up there. So I guess if I just keep talking, y'all keep sending money. Is that how we doing this tonight? Ladies and gentle people. Oh, what's up, Gangrene Thumb? Hello, Miss Brown. Oh, Miss Beautiful. Oh shit. Is he gonna grab my elbow as I'm walking down the hall? Excuse me, Miss Beautiful. No, I'm just fucking with you, Gangrene Thumb. Thank you so much. I've been tickling myself thinking about all the different ways in which the mandem will come and talk to the ladies. And it's like, how many times have I been called Miss Lady? Thank you, Gangrene Thumb. I'm just fucking with you. But Miss Beautiful, as soon as you said the Miss Beautiful, like Miss Beautiful, like, yep. That's how you spit at the aunties. You got to say miss. I don't know. Do the young men still say miss to the young ladies? Will, when you let me leave Will alone. Will, when you out here in them streets and you see a PYT turn your head, do you say, excuse me, miss? What's your name? Where are you from? Can I come? No? Okay. That's fine. Anyway, guys. Thank you all so much for being here, for supporting the show. Please support our comrades over at Black Power Media. Please support our comrades over at Status Quo News. They are doing incredible things. Check out Jordan Cheriton's reporting regarding the Flint, Michigan prosecutions behind the Flint, Michigan water crisis. Spoiler alert. The whites are looking out for the whites, as you figured. Jordan Cheriton's all over. Go check out Status Quo News to get that. We want to shout out to the good sis Kalechi Okafor for the Say Your Name podcast. Who the fuck else? Shout out to Will, I guess. No, shout out to Will. Will is out here doing big things. Big up to Tubman House and all them things happening in Baltimore. I feel like I'm stalling for time because I feel like I'm trying to tell y'all something and I can't remember what it is. So let's just call it a night and we will see y'all back here soon. I won't give you a day. Soon. We will be back here soon. So thank you all so much for your well wishes. Thank you all so much for your super chats and for your support, for your patronage, for watching, for chatting, for commenting, for not letting them Dave Chappelle fuck boys and girls bomb on me in the comments. Please go over there. Go to that Chappelle show clip. Go to that Chappelle clip on my channel because they trying to get at your girl. I'm gonna put something up there, but I ain't put nothing up there yet because I just keep forgetting. I keep forgetting to put something up there. But y'all go on there and tell them to go shut the fuck up. And tell them to tell their mans to be funny. Nigga, you won't get no criticism if the shit's funny, my nigga. Make the shit fucking funny. All right, I'm gone. The girl's harassing me. You guys have a wonderful week. Be safe. We love y'all to pieces. Shout out to Will and Money. And we will see y'all back here soon, okay? Love y'all. See y'all later. Bye-bye.